I don't really need to inform you of the police shootings that have been going on in the past year. They're all over the news. The Zimmerman trial, Ferguson, each one of you could probably name a case where a policeman shot a civilian in the past year and a half and not even have to hesitate to think of one. USA Today has even placed the number of police shootings at over 400 per year, and because of this, tensions are high. Civilians cannot trust in their safety around police officers, and depending on who is in the right in each specific situation, cops cannot trust in their own safety around the people they are paid to protect. The relationship between officer and civilian is delicate. For a while, it's supposed to be trusting on both sides. It is everything but. But at this time, there's no way to know who's in the right in each scenario. It is a constant battle of he said, she said, and that's what we need, a solution that holds both the police and the civilians accountable for their actions. A constant, objective viewpoint is the first thing that needs to be added. Our proposed solution is this. Every police officer should be outfitted with a discrete body camera that records every confrontation while the officer is on active duty. And the reasons why are: 1, wearing a body cam will create relevant, unbiased evidence of police officer interaction. 2, wearing a body cam will strengthen police accountability by improving agency transparency. 3, there will be less lawsuits and complaints from citizens. And 4, the police departments will put in place policies that will prevent the data from being tampered, deleted, and copied over. For 1, wearing a camera will create relevant, unbiased evidence of police officer interaction. According to the Wall Street Journal, people in the U.S. are in debate on whether or not to have body cameras. This is true, but if we look at other countries like the U.K., they started testing the body cameras in 2005. And since then, the study has shown that it has aided in the prosecution of crimes, even providing additional and compelling evidence. Context isn't an issue either, as according to an article run by CNBC, the cameras roll constantly for 30 seconds, and each 30 seconds is immediately replaced by the next 30 seconds until the officer finally taps the button to start recording. Usually that's done as he or she gets out of the squad car. Turning on the camera allows the officer to permanently capture the previous 30 seconds and then everything that follows with audio. This allows the viewer to have 30 seconds of contextualizing video that sets the stage for the rest of the recorded encounter. Secondly, having the police wear a camera also strengthens police accountability by improving agency transparency, mostly by having an eye on everyone involved at all times. Civilians are also held accountable for their actions in this way as well. According to Sheriff Douglas Gillespie of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, in testing we did of body-worn cameras, we had a number of tenured officers who wanted to wear the cameras and try them out, and their feedback was very positive. They said things like, "You'll be amazed at how people stop acting badly when you say this is a camera, even if they're intoxicated." And we also know that the overwhelming majority of our officers are out there doing a very good job. And the cameras will show just that. This will keep both parties from taking advantage of the other and keep everyone on their best behavior. And this has worked so far. In a test done by Rialto, California Police Department, they have found so far that the addition of body cameras to their mandatory tools resulted in 1, a 60% reduction in officer use of force incidents following camera deployment, 2, half of the number of use of force incidents for shifts with cameras compared to shifts without cameras, 3, 88% reduction in the number of citizen complaints between the year prior and the following camera deployment. Thirdly, in building off that last point, adding mandatory body cams will reduce the amount of complaints against policemen, and if they do complain, resolve the claims before they go to court. Chief of Police Ron Miller of Topeka, Kansas has retorted, "We've actually had citizens come into the department to file a complaint, but after we show them the video, they literally turn and walk back out." Chief of Police Michael Frazier of Surprise, Arizona reported a similar experience with, "Recently we received an allegation that an officer engaged in racial profiling during a traffic stop. The officer was wearing his body-worn camera and the footage showed that the allegation was completely unfounded. After reviewing the tape, the complainants admitted that they have never been treated unfavorably by any officers in any department." Fourthly, policies will be placed to prevent the tampering and altering of data during storage, deleting only when necessary, and using a simple yet effective tagging process that, according to the Oakland Police Department, Officer David Burke, if an officer goes out in the field and he takes a report, we can tag the videos with that report number, so whoever touches that report and whatever is associated with that report now comes into one silo. It cuts down on time and also aids in investigation, crime trends, and analytics. This also helps with the keeping down the amount of tampering that's going on, because the videos are treated the exact same way as any other evidence, regardless of whether they're tagged as evidentiary or non-evidentiary. So there's a certain chain of command, and everyone has to apply who they are and why they're viewing the video, and they're kept in a secure and enclosed environment unless they are needed in a case. So with only some of these benefits, the United States Police Department can only stand to gain with increasing their own credibility and calming the flared tempers caused by the possibility of police abusing their power and killing civilians who do not deserve to be killed.